Hi everyone, John Assaraf here. Welcome to How to Train Your Brain for Success. This is my first ever live YouTube video training, and what I will share with you is I did this training for my team here at NeuroGym headquarters last week. And Chris, our head of digital marketing, said, John, why don't you do this, on YouTube Live, and let's try YouTube Live as a channel to teach people some of the best neuroscience discoveries, so we can help them strengthen their mindset and eliminate the mental or emotional obstacles that keeps them stuck or away from achieving their goals and dreams. So let me just make sure, can you hear me? Can you see me okay? I've got a monitor there. I've got another monitor here. This is our NeuroGym studios. My office is right there. We got about 25 employees out on the floor there. Can you hear me and see me? Hi there, Joyce. Hi there, Jesus. Hi there, Maria from Yucatan, Mexico. I can see this. Hi, Kajabi Omar from Morocco. My brother was just in Morocco. My father was born in Morocco, and so was my brother. All right, so let's see who else we have. Hey there, Tracy Wagner. So the video's good, the audio's good. Hi there, Priya and Diane. Hi there, Diane. The video all good? All right, Jesus, you can hear me and see me. Awesome. So YouTube, what a great channel. So we're going to talk about how do you train your brain for success. Here's a question I want to ask you. I want to start off with. What do you think holds most people back? What's holding you back from achieving the goals you have? What's the real reason that you're not achieving your goals 2 or 3 times faster? So let me see your answers, all right? Let me see your answers. All right, hi there, Claire. Hi there, Sam. I think I might as well try all the different social media channels, right? So what is the number one answer for you? What's holding you back? And I think there might be a little delay between your comments and what I see. Fear. We're going to talk about that today. I'll give you a couple of tips on how to overcome fear after you recognize which type of fear it is. Belief. Yeah, Laura. So there's 2 types of beliefs that we have, explicit and implicit. Lack of momentum, laziness. Okay. Awesome. That means you don't have a big enough passion because you're not lazy when you're passionate. Deb says, people settle for what they have instead of taking a risk for more. Deb, is that people or you? Just curious. Kabaj, terror barrier. Oh, that terror barrier. So fear, beliefs, divine beginnings. Don't know where to start. Awesome. Fear of letting others down. By the way, Claire, in the neuroscience field, that's called fear of disappointment. And it's either disappointment of self or others. We'll talk about that today. Cindy says myself. Yeah, in most cases, it's ourselves. So as you probably know, at NeuroGym, we work with some of the leading experts in the world. Neuroscience experts, neuropsychology experts, researchers, master practitioners of a variety of different methodologies to help people get the inner game right. And so I'm going to share with you the brain stuff that's going to make a difference for you. And I'll give you some tips and tools on how to train your brain for success, just like I did my employees and my team. And if you like what we do, I would love you to share our work with others, okay? So let's start with look at the neuroscience of achievement. Goal achievement is different than goal setting. And there are things that you have to be aware of in order to achieve goals that is far greater than just behavior, what I need to do. And let me prove the point. You already know things you can be and should be doing, but you're not doing it. How come? How come? And the answer is because something's going on in your head. And the brain that you're looking at right now, that's actually the glass brain from Adam Gazzaley, one of the top professors in the world on neuroscience. And we're able to finally get deeper and deeper into what's happening into the human brain. And although this is obviously a graphic representation, an image of the brain, we know that your brain has 100 billion neurons, brain cells. Those neurons have connections, and those connections create patterns that light up, patterns that deactivate, patterns like light switches that turn on and off. And for the first time in our lives, since the human species has been around, we're able to understand a little bit more about the brain. So let's talk a little bit about the brain. How many of you have seen before, and there's a reason to my madness, okay? How many of you have seen this FedEx logo before? I'm going to take it away for a moment. Let me know if you've seen it before. And I'm going to talk to you about achieving your goals and training your brain to achieve your goals. And I'm going to talk to you about the neuroscience of goal achievement. How many of you have seen this FedEx logo before? Let me know if you've seen it. All I need to know is if you've seen it, because I'm going to move it away again. I got a question for you. If you have seen it, and I see that Mike McMahon, you have seen it, so thank you, Mr. Mike McMahon. If you've seen it, do you know where the arrow is in the FedEx logo? Do you know where the arrow is in the FedEx logo? And you might be thinking, why is he going to that? And I'll show you in a moment. So Daska, you've seen it. Deb Dunn, you've seen it many times. Great, I'm sure I'll show you one version you haven't seen, Daska. So you've seen it many times. So everybody's seen the FedEx logo. So where is the arrow in the FedEx logo? Where's the arrow in the FedEx logo? All right. You see the arrow. Okay, so great. So some people have seen the arrow. Some people have not seen the arrow. Again, there's a method to my madness tonight. All right, so you've seen the logo. So here's what I want you all to look at. Find the arrow if you've never seen it in the FedEx logo. And you'll notice very, very quickly that it's between the E and the X in white, right? So why do you see the arrow? Why? Why do you see the arrow? Well, that's because your brain has got cells of recognition that can look at the FedEx logo, and because you've seen the arrow before and those cells have come together to form a pattern, your brain's matching the pattern of what's on the logo. Now, you may be wondering again, why are you doing this, John? Trust me, I'm going to take you somewhere you don't think I'm going to take you. Well, for those of you who didn't see the arrow, and now you see the arrow, you just built a neural pattern, cells of recognition, dendrites, it's actually DSP, dendrite spiny protuberances, connected together and formulated a pattern that now you know is part of the FedEx logo, and now you can see it. Now you have that pattern in your brain, and you'll never, ever, ever not be able to see it. Okay, so I'm going to have a little bit of fun with you. Whoops. I'm going to have a little bit of fun with you. So for those of you who cannot see it yet, so I see somebody who cannot see it. Isabella, look between the E and the X in white. You see an arrow pointing that way. Big old arrow pointing that way. See if you can see it now. Now you can see it because I've directed you to see it. Your brain's created that pattern, and now you can see it. Cells of recognition. Our brain is looking for patterns in the physical world that match the pattern we already have in the brain. And if we don't have it, something unique happens, which I'll share with you in just a moment. So, how many of you see it now? Come on, by the way, the more you participate with me, the easier it is for me to see the interaction with you. All right, so now you see the FedEx logo and you see the arrow. So let me go back to this brain. Now, many of you don't know this, but when Fred Smith, the founder of FedEx, built FedEx as the company, he had this slogan that he wanted to differentiate himself from everybody else in the delivery business of packages, boxes, etc. But the story doesn't stop there. He said that we are going to deliver packages by 10 o'clock in the morning the next day, and we're going to guarantee it. And one of his senior executives on his team, Michael Bash, said, well, how can we guarantee that? And Fred said, we're going to measure it from the time we pick up the package in somebody's home or office. We're going to track it all the way to the final destination. and we're going to build an entire infrastructure called the barcode system to be able to track it. That's the backstory that you probably didn't know. Well, my friend Michael Bash was the person who actually developed that system. But Fred Smith says we have to put a little measuring device, a measuring spoon in the logo so that we can track everything in our company. We want to be a metrics-driven tracking company. And so inside the logo, they also put a little measuring spoon, like a baker's measuring spoon. You know when you're making a cake and you need a little bit of flour or sugar and you need to measure something? There's the little spoons that you use. How many of you know that? Well, they put a little measuring spoon in the FedEx logo. Now, I would bet you that 95 or 97 of you out of 100 have no idea where the measuring spoon is. And do you know why you don't? Because A, number one, nobody's ever talked to you about it. Number two, you've had no need to know it. And number three, you don't really care. But you're going to care in just a moment. And so you probably haven't seen the little measuring spoon. And so here's what I want you to do. First and foremost, if you haven't seen it, just let me know, John, I haven't seen it. Come on, participate with me. And then if you have seen it, where is it? Where's the measuring spoon? All right, so where's the measuring spoon? And I'm looking at your comments right now. You've never seen that before. Isabella, you either. Great. Well, you're going to love what I'm about to share with you. Okay, so Diane has not seen it. Okay, so I want you to look for the measuring spoon now. And when you find the measuring spoon, I want you to just type in, hey, John, I see the measuring spoon. Oh, my God. Never, ever seen it before. Can you find the measuring spoon? And again, this is our first time doing YouTube Live. We're having some fun. I'm seeing your comments, which is great. Claire, I'm glad you're dying to know. Daska, you don't know. Kabaj, you don't know either. No idea. Where is it? Priya, Natasha, where is it? Right? Okay, so most of you haven't seen it. All right, so I want you to look at the letter E. The letter E in the FedEx logo, and look in the bottom half of the letter E in white, the little measuring spoon in white. It looks just like a baker's measuring spoon. Okay? How many of you see it now? There it is, okay? So I'm not sure who World Borders is, but there it is. Gus, thank you. Avitas, you see it in the E. In the FedEx logo in the E. There's a little measuring spoon. Now, you're probably wondering, John, why are you doing this kind of training on the brain? And the answer is this. Pay close attention, because what I'm about to share with you can transform your life and your results. Ready? Your eyes do not see what there is to see. Your eyes do not see what there is to see. It's your brain that sees. So when you have got light coming in through your eyes or sound coming in through your ears, whether you're reading something, listening to something, if your brain doesn't already have the cells of recognition, a pattern in there, your brain deletes or distorts the information as not needed. Let me repeat that. When you see things or hear things that do not resonate with your current neural pattern, the cells of recognition, your brain will delete or distort the information because it doesn't think you need it, even if it's something that you need in order to achieve a goal. Okay? So it's your brain that sees, not your eyes. It's your brain that is projecting onto the landscape, okay, all the pattern that exists and is looking for matches in the physical world to the existing pattern that has been trained for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years. So, why is this important? It's important because one of the first things you must do if you want to achieve goals is you've got to create the patterns in the brain and impress them into the part of the brain that's actually doing most of the seeing. Your eyes just allow light in. So how do you do that? You must start with what's a vision of what it is you want your life to be like. What kind of travel do you want to do? How much money do you want to earn? What kind of clothes do you want to wear? How much time do you want to invest in the charities or causes that touch your heart? How much time do you want to invest with your children, your spouse, a significant other, your friends? How much time do you want to go into museums or to use your life in a way that makes you feel fulfilled? You see, if you don't have a vision for what that looks like, and you don't know how to impress that vision into the subconscious mind, which we'll talk about in a little bit, you're not going to be able to achieve the success you want as fast, because your brain's going to delete or distort most of the information because you haven't trained your brain to see the things that are right in front of you that are needed or required to achieve the goal. Does that make any sense? By the way, if you like this kind of training, you can, my team will put a link somewhere in this chat, right? To sign up for a little bit more training with me. I brought on one of my dear friends, Dr. Srini Pillai from Harvard, to do a little training on unleashing the genius part of your brain to make more money. I brought on Mary Morrissey to help you with integrating the spiritual side of your brain through a couple of master classes we have. So if you like more training like this, my team will put up a link for you, so just sign up. It's free, and we'll help you out. So number one, you've got to have a clear vision. Clear. That's number one. Number two, you have to give the brain goals to achieve. So let's say your vision was to sit on a beautiful island in Bora Bora with a pina colada with somebody that you love, and you've got enough money at home, and you're just enjoying life. Let's say that's your vision. That's part one of what you got to give the brain in order for it to start working, the left prefrontal cortex, on how you can achieve that. But the next part of what you must do is, what are some goals that'll help you get there? So goal number one might be to earn a certain amount of money. Goal number two might be to alternate time off with your business partner. Goal number three might be to start a business or to write a book. Once you give yourself a vision and you give your brain some goals to achieve, your brain goes from a space of confusion into a space of organization and harmony. And you've got to create some harmony between the vision and the goals with the very next step that I'm going to talk about right now, and that is why. Why that vision? Why those goals? You see, goals are not enough, and I'm going to explain to you why goals are not enough. And even why is not enough. And in just about 2 minutes, I'll tell you why even having a big why is not enough. But when you create a vision and you create goals, that's all awesome. And think of that as step one and step two of a 6 or 7 step process. Most people that have a vision and goals, and even that have a why they want to achieve those goals. I want to fulfill my potential. I want to make the world a better place. I want to be a great mom or dad or contributor to our local church or synagogue. It'll give my life more purpose and meaning. Your why is the motive for your action. Motivation. The motive for your action. And so if you don't have a reason why you want to achieve your goals and your vision, then all of the reasons you have not to achieve it become bigger and harder to overcome. And so what you want to do is create your reasons why. Why must you achieve that vision in your life? Why must you achieve your goals? If you change your whys from I want to must achieve, and you come up with a compelling, motivational, inspirational, emotional reason that'll get you out of bed when you don't feel like getting out of bed, that is when you will overcome what is needed in order to achieve your goals and dreams. And so if you want to give your brain, if you want to train your brain the right way to help you achieve your goals, to activate that left prefrontal cortex, the genius side of your brain, and to deactivate, the right prefrontal cortex, the pessimistic side of your brain. Give it the process that'll help it help you. Does this make sense? Let me take a look at some of your comments over here. Awesome. So thank you for typing these in. I love that you're paying close attention. Are you enjoying this? Do you like this YouTube live session? We'll try to be a little motivational, a little inspirational, a little educational. But what's your big why? Let me ask you all a question. What's one of your big reasons why you must achieve your goals? One of my big whys, as you type in your answer, is I don't want to end up in my rocking chair when I'm 80, 90, 100, wishing that I would have used my life in a way that I'm proud of. I don't want to have that conversation with my older self. I don't want to make it into the next phase of life after death of this physical body and have to meet our maker, if there is a maker, so to speak, and feel like I've squandered my life. So no way, absolutely no way on my watch am I prepared to do that. So I want to do the best that I can. So I like this Gwitch and Gypsy. My kids are watching. Yeah, mine too. They're 23 and 21. Chris says, I don't want to regret things I didn't do. Absolutely. Jim Rohn said you're either going to pay the price of discipline today or you're going to pay the price of regret tomorrow. And he said discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons. Totally agree. Diane, you're wise to leave the world a better place. And Diane, for you, I challenge you, why is that important? Like why? Does that give your life more purpose and meaning? Talia, inspiration. Your why is inspiration. Claire, your sense of accomplishment, purpose, and living the fullest life. Why is that important to you? Try to go to your deepest level of whys, okay? Thank you, everyone, by the way, for chiming in here. I love reading this. Joyce says, take back my power and prove to the stupid voice in my head that I can do it. Why is that important to you? So go deeper into your why. Right? So go into that and figure out why. So here's something that I want to move into for each one of you. There's two key brain circuits that are worthwhile for you to understand. Think of your light switch at home, where you can turn your light on, turn your light off. Imagine that you have circuits in your brain. Imagine that there's a motivational circuit. And imagine that there's a fear circuit. When the motivational circuit is on and the lights are on, then you have energy, you have focus, you don't procrastinate, you want to get up and do everything you can to achieve your goals and dreams. But when the fear circuit is on, then your motivation diminishes, you procrastinate, you tell yourself stories and excuses why you can't or why you shouldn't, and you don't achieve your goals. So you have to understand what these switches are. So let me explain a couple things for you. The motivational circuit is part of a circuit that involves something called the nucleus accumbens and the insula in the brain. And because we're able to look deeper into the brain today, we can actually measure dopamine, the feel-good chemical, the motivational chemical in the brain. We can measure serotonin in the brain, the mood chemicals in the brain. We can measure oxytocin in the brain and blood, released by the brain in the blood, which is the bonding chemical that motivates us to keep doing things and to ask for people's help and to collaborate with others to achieve our goals. When the motivational circuit is flipped on, left prefrontal cortex, the Einstein part of the brain, is activated. When the Einstein part of the brain is activated, that's like setting the switch onto your GPS system of how can I do it? What do I need to do? Who do I need to call? What are the strategies? What are the tactics? All of the how-to plans are activated when the left prefrontal cortex is activated and dopamine's released. And if you're really excited, maybe a little adrenaline, for energy. That's the motivational switch and circuit. But when you're motivated, why is it not enough to have a vision and goals and motivation and a big why? Why is it not enough? Because as soon as you set your goal and your vision, you get excited. Oh my God, it'll be amazing when I can sit on the beach and give money to charities and spend more time with my kids or my loved one. That's motivating to think of those things. But why is that not enough? You have to understand why it's not enough. I'm reading your comments over here, and I love it. By the way, and I said before, if you like this, join me and Srini and Mary Morrissey for some new trainings and master classes. My team will put a link in there. Let me share with you why it's not enough. Let me share with you, what happens when you have a vision and you have goals. What happens as soon as you have vision and goals and a big why? Another part of your brain is activated. It's called the right prefrontal cortex. I call left side Einstein, genius, right side Frankenstein, the pessimist. So as soon as you have your vision, your goals, and your why, your brain works beautifully when you understand how it works, and it works against you when you don't. So one of the things that happens when the right prefrontal cortex is activated is your brain searches in your memory bank. Well, when have you had a vision before like this, or goals like this, or you've heard of somebody who has a vision or goals like this and they have failed? What story or excuses in your memory bank that counters the goal or the vision? So if you feel, for example, like you want this vision, you want this goals, but I'm too young, I'm too old, I don't have enough skills, I don't have the confidence, I've tried this before and I've failed, I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not deserving enough, I'm not worthy. If you have these patterns in the memory bank, the implicit memory bank, then you're going to create a chaotic vibration in your brain. You're going to create dissonance between the vision, the goals, and what is required to achieve them, and the patterns that exist at the subconscious level. When there is a positive vision and positive goals, and disempowering or negative beliefs or stories or excuses, you create dissonance. And when you have dissonance in the brain, you may have activated unconsciously or consciously fear, of being rejected if you try your best and fail. You may have fears of being blamed or judged. You may have fears of being ashamed, embarrassed, or ridiculed. You may have these fears that pop up that are all part of your subconscious. And when your subconscious, is in opposition with beliefs, with stories, or excuses, or reasons why you can't achieve your goal, then what happens in the very next second is that the left prefrontal cortex that has the ability to help you achieve your goals, the blood flow gets sucked away from there. The motivational centers basically shuts down like you put a brake on in a car, and the pessimistic, doubting Dennis comes up because of right prefrontal cortex activity. And so when that happens, you've got neural dissonance. And so what do people do when they have neural dissonance? They procrastinate. They get defocused. They check emails, they send texts, they watch TV, they don't do what they need to do to achieve the goal. Why? Because when the fear circuit, the stress circuit is activated, motivational circuit, not shirkit, circuit pretty much shuts down. And so what you've got to get going is a way to create coherence in the brain instead of dissonance in the brain. Just think of dissonance as chaos and coherence, like listening to your favorite band or orchestra. With chaos, they're playing out of harmony, out of tune. And coherence or harmony, it's like, oh my God, I love that music. Which do you prefer? Chaos or coherence? And so how do you create coherence in a brain? Okay, that is what the big trick is here. So on the picture on the left, and I assume people can see this, Chase? On the picture on the left, once you have your goals, your vision, your why, those are conscious reasons, those are conscious decisions. But you have to take that vision, those goals, and you have to get them impregnated into the subconscious mind, not conscious, subconscious, so that there's a coherent pattern and integration between conscious vision and goals and the subconscious vision and goals. Right now at the subconscious level, your current results are part of the default mode network. Your current results are part of your results network of what you have accomplished up until now and what you have trained and conditioned yourself to accomplish now. Any new vision or goal that doesn't match with that will repel as opposed to be in attraction with each other. So a couple of techniques that we teach all of our students is create your vision, create your goals, create your why for motive for action, and then every day, here's what I want you to do. Just 3 to 5 minutes. Take your vision, take your goals, and if you write them out, even better, write it out and then create some images of what it looks like once you've completed. No different than looking at a brochure of a beautiful place you want to travel to. You love the pictures, right? You love to see the pictures. Create some pictures for your vision, create some pictures for your goals. And every day, I want you to do 3 to 5 minutes of something known as cognitive priming. Cognitive priming. What's cognitive priming? You prime your conscious and subconscious brain to share the same image. And you do that by first taking a couple of deep breaths. We call this exercise number 1. It's called Take 6, Calm the Circuits. And so first you deactivate the stress or fear circuits through 6 breaths. In through your nose, out through your mouth like you're blowing out through a straw. Do that 6 to 10 times. Now you have a little bit of coherence in the brain where your vagus nerve, okay, isn't constricting and increasing your blood pressure. You're not releasing any of the stress hormones, cortisol, epinephrine, norepinephrine, and you're really creating a very, very calm state of being first. Calm, 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 calm. Then I want you to read your vision, read your goals. Take your fingers across your piece of paper, even on your computer screen, read it 3, 4, 5 times, close your eyes and emotionalize. See yourself living your life as it is written in the vision. See yourself achieving your goal. If there are obstacles in the way of achieving your goal, I want you to do something in your cognitive priming session called mental contrasting. Acknowledge that there's an obstacle and then see yourself overcoming the obstacle. See yourself jumping over it. See yourself smashing it. See yourself going around it. See yourself eliminating whatever obstacle you have. Those 2 little tricks, or 3 tricks, writing it down, getting images, trick 1. Trick 2, reading it, all right, 3 to 4 or 5 times with your fingers going across it, and then seeing yourself achieving it and overcoming your goals. That little process starts to create cells of recognition in your brain. And when you repeat these exercises, for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 100 days, those patterns become so strong that the old patterns start to deactivate and the new patterns start to activate. It's almost like taking seeds out of a garden of a plant you don't want and planting new seeds and nurturing those new seeds, tilling the soil, pulling out the weeds, and giving it the nutrients that it needs. The repetition of cognitive priming, mental contrasting, and overcoming your goals, and putting your hands and reading and emotionalizing your vision, your goals, that is what creates a new pattern. The repetition, spaced repetition, is what reinforces the pattern, and then time, 100 days, 100 days, not 21 days, 100 days of doing that, you start to create a dominant pattern that overrides the old patterns. Does this make sense? So when you do that, then you start to align more of your conscious and subconscious mind. And as I mentioned, my team's telling me if you want more training from me, that's free. It's some master classes, and from Mary Morrissey, and from Dr. Srini Pillay. Sign up for some master classes below, and you'll be blown away by the neuroscience of success. So when you align conscious and subconscious brain through your vision, your goals, your why, and upgrading your knowledge and skills, and developing some of your plans on how you're going to achieve that, and you learn how to manage some of the fears, okay, and you develop some empowering beliefs and habits, that is what is required to create neural coherence instead of neural dissonance. Does this make sense? All right. And so here's a little recap for you of the cognitive priming process. Okay. You focus daily, not weekly. Don't write it down or type it out, throw it away. You focus daily on the vision, the goals, and your big why. You experience the joy of achieving it. Close your eyes, open your eyes, emotionalize it, and see yourself achieving those goals as if it was real right now. You focus on overcoming your obstacles through mental contrasting, and then you plan, you visualize, you emotionalize, you actionalize, which means you create a little action step so that you achieve a little bit each day, each week, each month. Do not, let me repeat, do not give yourself big, huge goals you have no idea how to achieve. You don't have the strategies, the tactics, the knowledge, the skills, unless you're prepared, okay, to upgrade your knowledge and your skills and your beliefs and your habits and your emotions. You have to be able to give your brain some simple goals to achieve, to build your goal achievement muscle first. And when you do that, you become a goal achiever instead of a goal setter. Don't be worried about not setting a goal that's too big enough. Set a goal that's just about a little bit out of your comfort zone initially, and then move towards that. Give yourself some progress points, okay? Not points as in like 2 points, 4 points, 6 points, but progress points of, you know what? Today I'm going to make 5 calls. Tonight I'm going to read 3 chapters. Tomorrow I'm just going to make sure that I eat 1 meal perfectly. I'm going to exercise for 5 minutes. I'm going to get up and do 2 jumping jacks and 1 sit-up. Make the goal easy for you to achieve if you're not used to achieving goals. And when you do that and you practice mindfulness, be aware. Somebody write this down, please. I want you starting today. Stop blaming yourself. Stop shaming yourself. Stop feeling guilty. Stop judging yourself. Be aware. And then awareness gives you choice. Be aware. What am I thinking about? What am I feeling? What am I doing or not doing? Why? Why? Like, get curious. All of the how to make more money, we know. How to grow a business, we know. How to get out of debt, we know. How to manage money, we know. How to earn more, we know. How to protect, invest, we know. How to build a business, we know. How to lose weight, keep it off, we know. How to put a rocket ship on Mars, we know. We know all the how to. I want you to get curious as to what is holding you back. Is it your mindset, your attitude? Is it negative or disempowering thoughts or habits? Is it lacking knowledge or skill? Is it disempowering beliefs? What is it? Get real with yourself and then discover the brain-based ways to get out of the obstacle or get the obstacles out of your way, and then just move forward and give yourself a little bit of time because you can do it. So when you set, your vision, your goals, your why, your beliefs, your habits, and emotions, you get those lined up, that's what's going to give you the greatest chance to achieve success. All right, so I tried to keep this to about 30, 40 minutes. How are we doing, Chase? Awesome. If you want to register for some master classes with me and Srini and Mary Morrissey, click on the link. It's unbelievable stuff. Hopefully you've enjoyed this stuff. You like this level of content without a lot of fluff and real stuff of what this it takes to achieve goals versus set goals. Join me for the master class. I think you will love it. And I'll answer a couple questions now. So let me answer. Did you enjoy this, by the way? If you enjoyed it, I'll consider doing more YouTube, live trainings. If you didn't enjoy it, then tell me how I can make it better. All right, so let's just see. So Priya says, you wonder if you can lose a pound of weight every single day. You can, but you can't do it in a healthy way. Your brain has a fat set point and a weight set point. And so you could starve yourself and lose weight, and your brain will actually go into a starvation mode and you'll gain more weight. Don't lose more than 2 to 3 pounds a week through proper nutrition, proper exercise, and resetting your fat set point and weight set point. Tarisha, thank you. Deb, thank you. Cindy, thank you. You're the best too, my dear. Takia, awesome. Florian, awesome. Share this with your friends. I'd love you to share it with your friends. My goal is to help you strengthen your mindset. My goal is to help you recognize and then eliminate the mental or emotional obstacles that are in your way. My goal is to give you some tools to do the right things in the right order so you achieve your goals in your life faster and easier than ever before. That's why I'm building NeuroGym. We're here to serve you and to help you achieve your goals, to make your life the masterpiece it is meant to be. All right? We all need help. It's okay to ask for help, but don't blame yourself. Don't shame yourself. Don't feel guilty. Just be aware and be in action. Okay? Lots of videos here. Sign up for the master classes that we've got for you. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Priya. Thank you, Deb Dunn. Again, try to keep it, 30, 40 minutes. I hope you enjoyed it. Natasha, get out of the convincing business. You ask, how do you help people who don't want to be helped? Don't help them. Why would you want to help somebody who doesn't want to be? People have to participate in their own rescue and get out of the convincing business. Badassery. I like that. John Badassery. Mystical Essence. Thank you so much. Mashichu, my friend. Awesome. Steve. What's the answer when everyone around you pulls you down to their level? First and foremost, Steve, nobody pulls you down to their level unless you want to go there. Stay up here. Or change your friends. Nobody pulls you down. You're not a victim, so please don't play the victim. It makes no difference how negative they are, how angry they are, how resentful they are. Nobody does that to you. You're choosing to let them if you're going there. This is the area that I love to talk about a lot too. It's called responsibility. Your responsibility is your ability to respond. And so be aware, make better choices. Lana J, what about for addictions? Well, we could do a session on addictions. In the past, thank you, Jesus. Addictions, we're dealing with, psychological, physiological, biological mechanisms. I've been addicted to alcohol. I haven't had a drink in 9 years. I've been addicted to sugar. I've been off of sugar for several years, almost 100% in the last 6 months. And so we know how to deal with addictions better today than ever before. The first thing you've got to remember about addictions is there's no half measures. If you're addicted to drugs, to pills, to alcohol, to sugar, to a combination of sugar, salt, and flour, those are brain addictions, and this is something that you can learn how to recognize and refrain. But addictions, specifically, there are no half measures. You can't kind of be an addict. You can't kind of have a little bit of something that you are addicted to. About 25, 30% of the population is addicted in a negative, disempowering way. Everybody's an addict, by the way, but some people have constructive addictions. Other people have destructive addictions. Every one of us is addicted to our thoughts, our emotions, our feelings, our behaviors, and we're addicted to our results. Why? Because the brain becomes addicted to anything we repeat. Can you tell I love that topic? So the key is understand a little bit more about yourself. All right? You guys have an awesome night. Please share this with your friends. Come back for more. We're going to do some analysis on how many of you showed up, how many of you participated. If you want me to continue these, I also do, some other trainings on Tuesdays on Facebook, 9 a.m. on Tuesdays. If you share and you participate, makes me happy, and I'll make you happy by giving you some amazing content. Have an awesome day. If you want the masterclass, just sign up. Free, amazing content with Dr. Srini Pillai, Mary Morrissey, and me, and we'll have a little bit of fun together. Bye, everyone. Thank you.